Parenting Unplugged is a raw, real, and refreshing take on modern parenting without the filters, sugarcoating, or guilt.
Hello, my fellow sleep-deprived parents, exhausted caregivers, and anyone currently running purely on caffeine and wishful thinking. Welcome back to Parenting Unplugged, the podcast where we try to figure out if baby sleep is a scientific mystery or just a cruel joke. I'm your host, Tia Grace, and today we are tackling one of the biggest parenting myths of all times. Are we doing sleep wrong? Because let's be honest, modern parents are obsessed with baby sleep. We track it like we are NASA scientists monitoring a space launch. We Google, is my baby sleeping enough? At least 400 times a night. And we feel like a total failure if your child is not sleeping through by 6 months. But here is the thing. Not all cultures stress about sleeps like we do. And the history? It turns out our obsession with baby sleeping independently is a pretty modern invention. So today we are going to debunk the biggest myth about baby sleep, look at how different cultures approach sleep, and we talk about sleep training versus gentle sleep, because honestly, it's the biggest parenting fight out there. And we'll tackle the big question, does co-sleeping kill marriages? If you're currently listening at 2 a.m., rocking a baby and wondering if you'll ever sleep again, don't worry, you are not alone. All right, let's go back in time. Before blackout curtains, before white noise machines, before sleep consultants who charge £400 to tell you just to let them cry, how did humans actually sleep? The answer is not in one solid 8 hours block. In medieval England, people followed something called the biphases sleep. They had first sleep for a few hours after sunset. Then they naturally woke up at midnight for 1-2 hours to read, to pray, to chat with neighbors, or just to get busy with their partners. Then they went back to sleep for a second shift. Now, can we just appreciate how brilliant this sounds? A built-in midnight snack session, a quiet moment to scroll TikTok. Read and reflect. It wasn't until the Industrial Revolution that people were forced to fit sleep into a strict 8 hours block. Just a funny thought. Imagine telling your boss, sorry, I was late this morning. I was honoring my medieval second sleep. So if you wake up at 2 a.m. and can't get back to sleep, don't panic. Your body is just trying to live like a 14th century peasant. Now, let's talk about how different cultures handle baby sleep. Spoiler alert, it's nothing like what we do in the UK. In Japan, babies co-sleep with their parents until they're practically teenagers. They do not use the cry it out method. Instead, they comfort their babies every time they wake up. Meanwhile, here in the UK, if you tell someone your 3-year-old still sleeps in your bed, they look at you like you've just admitted to a crime. In Nordic countries, so Sweden, Norway, Denmark, babies nap outdoors in prams, even in freezing weather. Parents swear it helps them to sleep better and build stronger immune system. Meanwhile, in the UK, parents are buying sleep sacks, blackout blinds, and white noise machines. Can you imagine leaving your baby outside for a nap in London? Social services would be at your door immediately. You'd be arrested before they finished their first sleep cycle. In Africa, babies are held constantly and nap on the go. Sleep training doesn't exist. Babies just sleep when tired. No schedules, no charts. I tried letting my baby sleep when tired. She fall asleep at 6 p.m. Hooray! And woke up at 2 a.m. ready to party. Yeah, I wasn't that pleased. So, what is sleep training? Sleep training is about teaching babies to sleep independently. The most well-known method is cry it out, which is letting your baby cry for intervals before comforting them. According to It's Never Too Late to Sleep Train book, it is not harmful if done correctly. Babies adapt quickly and learn to sleep independently. Parents need to sleep too. The Gentle Sleep book argues with this. They say babies wake frequently for biological reasons. Leaving a baby cry can increase stress hormones. Instead of sleep training, it suggests co-sleeping, if done safely, responsive comforting, and gradual methods like stay in the room. So does sleep training affect mental health? Research shows that excessive crying can create stress hormones like cortisol. The Gentle Sleep book suggests that babies who feel abandoned may experience long-term emotional effect. Let's tackle one of the biggest questions parents whisper to each other on a sleep-deprived night. Does co-sleeping kill marriages? Because if you ever casually mention that your baby sleeps in your bed, you've probably been met with, "You are making a rod for your own back." That's how marriages fall apart, you know? Good luck getting your kid out of your bed before they go to university. Now, let's be clear about something. It's not the co-sleeping that kills the marriage. It's the lack of help, lack of balance, and the exhaustion that comes with it. According to the Gentle Sleep book, the real issue is that moms often end up shouldering 90% of the nighttime duties. If one parent is waking up constantly while the other parents sleep peacefully through every night, resentment builds. The true relationship killer isn't where the baby sleeps, it's when only one parent carries the entire load. And honestly, that makes a lot of sense. It's not about whether your baby sleeps in a crib in your bed or in a luxury penthouse suite. It's about whether you have support. So, how to survive co-sleeping without hating each other and How do we co-sleep and stay married? Because let's face it, some babies just won't sleep alone, no matter what book says. So the Gentle Sleep book suggests split the night shifts. If the baby is in bed with you, your partner can handle the morning wake-ups. Or alternate nights off. So one night you sleep, next night they sleep. Find a sleep plan that works for both of you. Not just what's best for the baby, it needs to work for both of you as well. And if everything fails, temporary sleep separation. Yes, I said it. If you need to, let one partner sleep in another room for a couple of nights a week to restore sanity. Because let's be honest, sometimes sleeping in separate bed isn't a sign of failing marriage. It's a sign of two adults who actually want to survive. I used to think people who sleep in separate beds were on the verge of divorce. Now, I think they are geniuses. At the end of the day, co-sleeping doesn't have to ruin your marriage, but lack of help, lack of balance, and lack of sleep, that will. So, if co-sleeping is working for you, great. If not, time to take a plan that keeps both parents from losing their mind. And for those who says co-sleeping makes intimacy impossible, just remember, humans survive for thousands of years without separate bedrooms. You'll find a way. Funny thought, the real challenge? Trying to be romantic when a toddler is starfishing between you and snoring like a chain snow. So what did we learn today? The 8-hour sleep rule is made up. Sleep training versus gentle sleep. It's personal choice. Co-sleeping can impact relationships, but only if you let it. Next time, creating the perfect sleep environment. Until then, take the nap, drink the coffee, and keep surviving. See you soon. Bye.
Let's ditch the perfection and embrace the realness of parenting unplugged. New episodes every week. See you soon.